Life often moves quickly, and challenges can feel overwhelming. Yet within the timeless wisdom of Buddhism, we discover gentle teachings that help us return to balance, clarity, and peace of mind. In this video, we will explore essential Buddhist teachings on mindfulness, compassion, and inner peace. These lessons are not distant ideas, but practical ways to ease stress, transform negative thoughts, and cultivate lasting positivity in everyday life. Whether you seek a moment of stillness, a way to handle difficulties with wisdom, or simply inspiration for a calmer mind, these teachings can light the path forward. Let us take this quiet journey together, one breath at a time. 1. Always be positive. In the teachings of the Buddha, the mind is described as the root of all experience. What we think, we become. Like a clear mirror reflecting the world, the mind shapes how we see, how we feel, and how we live. This is why mindfulness is considered one of the most powerful practices. It helps us remain positive, balanced, and at peace, even in difficult times. Imagine life as a flowing river. The current never stops, and we cannot hold it still. Yet, within this movement, we can choose how we travel. If we cultivate a calm and steady mind, we float with grace, no matter how strong the waters. This is the heart of Buddhist practice, learning to stay present, to see clearly, and to nurture positivity with every breath. Think of your mind as a garden. Every thought is a seed. Some seeds grow into flowers of kindness, patience, and joy. Others, left unchecked, may grow into weeds of anger, worry, or regret. Mindfulness is the gentle gardener within us. It notices what is growing, waters the wholesome seeds, and allows the unhelpful ones to fade away. To stay positive, we begin by training our awareness. Instead of being pulled into the past or lost in worries about the future, we return to this very moment, the only place where life truly happens. Imagine watching a sunrise. If your thoughts are elsewhere, you miss its beauty. But if your mind rests fully in the present, the colors, the stillness, and the quiet joy touch your heart. This is mindfulness, being awake to what is without judgment. Positivity in Buddhism does not mean pretending life is always easy. The Buddha never denied that suffering exists. Instead, he taught that we can meet life's challenges with clarity and compassion. When difficulties arise, mindfulness helps us pause. We take a breath, observe our feelings, and respond with wisdom rather than reacting with fear or anger. In this way, even obstacles become teachers, guiding us toward deeper strength and understanding. You may wonder how to begin this practice. The path is simple. Each day, take a moment to sit quietly. Close your eyes, breathe naturally, and feel the rhythm of your breath. With each inhale, be aware of life entering your body. With each exhale, release tension and worry. As you go through your day, bring this same awareness to ordinary actions, walking, eating, listening, or speaking. These small moments of presence gradually reshape the mind, making positivity a natural way of being. Like the steady unfolding of a lotus flower, mindfulness reveals the inner peace already within you. By tending to the garden of your thoughts, you invite joy, gratitude, and compassion to blossom. The Buddha's teaching reminds us, happiness is not found outside. It is cultivated inside, moment by moment, breath by breath. 2. Practice self-compassion. The Buddha often spoke about right speech, using words that are truthful, kind, and beneficial. Yet, this teaching is not only about how we speak to others, it also includes the way we speak to ourselves. The words we whisper in the quiet of our own minds can either nurture us or cause us harm. Think for a moment. If a friend came to you in pain, would you criticize them harshly? Most likely not. You would offer comfort, encouragement, and understanding. But often we do not extend the same kindness to ourselves. Instead, we may speak with judgment and self-criticism. Buddhism reminds us that we too are deserving of compassion. Self-compassion is like becoming your own best friend. It means treating yourself with patience and gentleness, especially in times of difficulty. Mistakes and imperfections are not signs of failure, they are part of being human. The Buddha taught that no being is free from struggle, and this shared truth connects us all. When we acknowledge this, we can soften the harshness we direct inward and replace it with care. One way to practice self-compassion is by listening to your inner dialogue. Notice the words you use when you make a mistake or feel inadequate. If those words are unkind, pause. Ask yourself, would I say this to someone I love? If the answer is no, choose gentler words. This simple shift can change the way you relate to yourself. Affirmations can also be powerful. Quietly repeat phrases such as, "May I be safe. May I be peaceful. May I treat myself with kindness." These mantras are not about inflating the ego. They are reminders of your inherent worth, the same worth the Buddha recognized in every being. Meditation deepens this practice. As you sit with your breath, notice any self-criticism that arises. Instead of pushing it away, acknowledge it softly, then let it go. Imagine offering yourself the same compassion you would give to a dear friend. In time, the mind learns to rest in kindness rather than judgment. Being kind to yourself does not mean ignoring growth. On the contrary, it creates a stronger foundation for it. Criticism often paralyzes, while compassion encourages. When you support yourself with love, you find the courage to face challenges and the resilience to keep moving forward. Self-compassion is not selfish. The Buddha taught that when we cultivate peace within, it naturally extends outward. By learning to speak kindly to ourselves, we become more capable of speaking kindly to others. Our inner voice sets the tone for the life we create. In the great journey of awakening, your relationship with yourself is the ground on which everything else grows. With compassion as your guide, each step becomes lighter, each moment more peaceful. As you learn to befriend yourself, you discover the quiet strength and joy that were always within. 3. Be grateful. Practice gratitude. In Buddhism, gratitude is more than a polite thank you. It is a deep recognition of life's interconnectedness, a practice that transforms the heart. The Buddha taught that a grateful mind is a fertile ground for peace and contentment. When we learn to appreciate even the simplest things, we discover that joy has always been within us. Imagine waking each morning with a smile, not because life is perfect, but because life itself is a gift. The sun rises, the air fills your lungs, and you are present for another day. This is the beginning of gratitude, appreciating the ordinary as something extraordinary. In our fast-moving lives, it's easy to overlook the small blessings that surround us. The warmth of tea in your hands, the kindness of a stranger, or the steady rhythm of your breath. Gratitude is the gentle pause that invites us to notice these moments. Each acknowledgement is like lighting a candle in the mind, dispelling the shadows of dissatisfaction. Gratitude also softens the heart in times of difficulty. Buddhism teaches us that challenges are not punishments, but opportunities to awaken. Even in hardship, there is something to be thankful for. The lesson it brings, the resilience it awakens, or the support offered by others. Gratitude does not erase pain, but it transforms our relationship with it, helping us find strength and wisdom in the struggle. One practical way to cultivate gratitude is through reflection. At the end of the day, pause and recall 3 things you are thankful for. They do not have to be grand: a smile, a meal, a moment of quiet. Writing them down in a gratitude journal deepens the practice, training the mind to seek out the good, even when it seems hidden. Another way is to express gratitude outwardly. The Buddha encouraged generosity and appreciation as qualities that enrich both giver and receiver. A simple word of thanks, a kind gesture, or a mindful smile has the power to uplift another person's day. As we practice, we discover that gratitude is not only about receiving, it is also about giving back. Gratitude in Buddhism is a doorway to liberation. When we shift from craving what we do not have to appreciating what is already here, the restless mind settles. We realize that abundance is not measured by possessions, but by the depth of our appreciation. To live with gratitude is to walk gently in the world. Each breath, each step, each encounter becomes a blessing. As the Buddha said, a thankful heart brings happiness to the one who holds it and to all who come near. In this practice, joy becomes not a fleeting emotion, but a way of being. 4. Choose joy. Do what nourishes your soul. In Buddhism, happiness is not a fleeting pleasure, but a state of being, cultivated through mindful choices. One way to nurture this happiness is by consciously engaging in activities that uplift the heart and bring genuine joy. The Buddha taught the principle of right livelihood, reminding us that our actions, whether in work, play, or daily life, should align with well-being and compassion. Doing things that make you happy is not selfish. It is a practice of balance, nourishment, and harmony. Imagine life as a banquet. Each day, countless dishes are offered, tasks, duties, distractions, and opportunities. It is easy to fill our plate with obligations alone, leaving no room for what truly nourishes us. But wisdom invites us to choose carefully, to include those dishes that bring joy and meaning. Think of your favorite hobby, the one that makes your heart feel light. Perhaps it is painting, walking in nature, reading, or playing music. These activities are not idle distractions, they are pathways to peace. When we immerse ourselves in something we love, the mind rests in the present moment. Worries fade, and the spirit feels refreshed. This is mindfulness through joy. Yet often we forget to prioritize these simple pleasures. Life becomes filled with responsibilities, and joy is postponed for someday. But the Buddha reminded us that the present is the only real moment we have. Waiting for happiness later only creates suffering. By choosing joy today, even in small ways, we create balance in our lives. Happiness also comes from connection. Spending time with loved ones, sharing laughter, or listening deeply to another person are acts that nourish both ourselves and others. In Buddhism, happiness is not only personal, it ripples outward. When your heart is joyful, you naturally spread that joy, like a lamp lighting other lamps without losing its flame. Doing what makes you happy also strengthens resilience. Life will always bring challenges, but joy replenishes the energy to meet them. Think of a river. If it dries up, it cannot nourish the land, but if it is fed by springs of joy, it continues to flow, sustaining everything around it. In the same way, happiness sustains the spirit, making it stronger and more compassionate. Practical steps can help you invite more joy into your life. Create a simple list of activities that uplift you, whether big or small. Commit to engaging in at least one each day, even if only for a few minutes. Approach these activities with mindfulness. If you are walking, feel the ground beneath your feet. If you are painting, notice the colors and textures. If you are laughing with friends, savor the sound of joy itself. Most importantly, remember that happiness is not found in chasing external achievements, but in cultivating inner balance. The Buddha's teaching shows us that when we align our choices with what truly nurtures the soul, we create a life that feels both peaceful and fulfilling. In the symphony of existence, joy is a melody we must choose to play. By doing things that make you feel happy and positive, you not only honor yourself, but also contribute to a more compassionate and harmonious world. 5. Care for your body, temple of your spirit. In Buddhism, the body is not viewed as separate from the mind. Rather, it is seen as a sacred vessel, a temple that allows us to walk the path of awakening. The Buddha reminded his followers that without health, both physical and mental, our journey toward peace becomes more difficult. By caring for the body with wisdom, we create a foundation for clarity, balance, and joy. Imagine your body as a temple of stillness. This temple is not built from stone or wood, but from breath, movement, and nourishment. Each choice we make, what we eat, how we rest, how we move, lays another brick in its foundation. To honor the body is to honor the very home of the soul. Nutrition is one of the first steps in caring for this temple. Food is not only fuel, it is a sacred offering to the body. When we eat mindfully, choosing nourishment over excess, we strengthen the body and calm the mind. This does not mean denying pleasure or living with strict rules, but it does mean listening with awareness. Eating with gratitude, whether it is rice, fruit, or bread, becomes an act of reverence. Movement is another way to honor the body. The Buddha himself often walked long distances, teaching the value of simplicity and physical vitality. Exercise does not need to be intense to be meaningful. Gentle stretching, mindful walking, or yoga can awaken the body and bring energy into the present moment. Movement is not only for strength, but also for joy, allowing us to feel fully alive within our physical form. Rest is equally important. Just as a temple requires silence and stillness, the body requires time to renew. Sleep is not laziness, it is healing. In Buddhism, rest is considered a natural balance to activity, helping us restore energy and clarity. When we allow the body to rest deeply, we prepare it to meet life with greater resilience. But caring for the body is not only physical, The mind has a profound effect on health. Stress, anger, and worry can weigh heavily on the body, while mindfulness, compassion, and peace support vitality. Meditation is a medicine for both mind and body. It soothes the nervous system, lowers tension, and nurtures harmony from within. In Buddhist teachings, the body is described as impermanent. It changes, ages, and eventually returns to the earth. This truth is not meant to sadden us, but to awaken gratitude. Because life is fragile, each moment in this body is precious. Each breath is an opportunity to live fully and kindly. By treating the body as a temple, we honor the gift of existence. Through nourishment, movement, rest, and mindfulness, we create a sacred space where the soul can flourish. In caring for this temple, we are not chasing perfection. We are cultivating balance, resilience, and reverence for the life that flows through us. 6. Set realistic and attainable goals, your path to success. In Buddhism, the middle path is a guiding principle that teaches us to avoid extremes. It is neither indulgence nor denial, neither rushing forward recklessly nor standing still in stagnation. When applied to life goals, this wisdom becomes a gentle compass that helps us set aspirations that are both meaningful and achievable. Think of life as a long journey across a vast landscape. Along the way, there are mountains to climb, valleys to cross, and rivers to follow. To move forward, you need direction, yet you also need patience. Setting achievable goals is like choosing the right pace for your walk, steady enough to make progress, gentle enough to sustain you. Sometimes we set goals that are too lofty, expecting quick results. When we cannot meet them, discouragement follows. At other times, we avoid goals altogether, afraid of failure or change. The Buddha's teaching of the middle path reminds us that true success lies between these two extremes: steady effort, balanced by patience and self-kindness. Imagine a staircase leading upward. If the steps are too far apart, the climb becomes impossible. If they are too close, the climb feels endless and uninspiring. But when the steps are just right, you move upward with rhythm and ease. Goals work the same way. Small, attainable steps lead us naturally toward higher aspirations without exhausting us. A tree offers another example. It does not shoot into the sky overnight. It begins as a seed, nurtured by soil, water, and sunlight. Slowly, steadily, it grows, season after season. Our goals, too, are seeds. With patience and care, they sprout and blossom. Each small milestone reached becomes nourishment for the next stage of growth. Practical wisdom helps us apply this teaching. Begin by clarifying your larger aspiration, perhaps peace of mind, a healthier body, or greater compassion. Then divide this aspiration into smaller, daily or weekly goals. For example, instead of vowing to meditate for an hour each day, start with 5 minutes. Instead of aiming to completely transform your lifestyle overnight, take one mindful step at a time. Celebrate progress, however small. Each step forward is a victory. The Buddha encouraged mindful awareness in every action, and this includes recognizing your efforts. When you pause to acknowledge your progress, you strengthen motivation and deepen joy along the way. It is important to remember that goals are not only about the future, they are about the present journey. If we become too attached to outcomes, we may miss the beauty of the climb. The middle path encourages us to embrace both the destination and the process, finding peace in the balance between striving and resting. The art of setting achievable goals lies in listening to your body, your mind, and your heart. It is about pacing yourself with wisdom, walking steadily without rushing, and remembering that every step, no matter how small, is part of awakening. When goals are shaped by balance, they no longer feel like burdens. They become companions, guiding lights that keep you steady on the path. With patience, mindfulness, and the spirit of the middle path, success becomes not a distant peak, but a continuous unfolding, moment by moment, breath by breath. 7. Embrace change. Walk the path of growth. The Buddha taught that everything in life is marked by impermanence. Nothing stays the same. Seasons shift, rivers flow, bodies age, and circumstances evolve. This truth, though sometimes unsettling, carries with it profound wisdom. By learning to embrace change and welcome new experiences, we step into the flow of life with courage and positivity. Imagine life as a vast ocean. The waves rise and fall, sometimes calm, sometimes stormy. If we resist the waves, we are tossed about. But if we learn to ride them, we discover freedom. This is the essence of embracing change, letting go of resistance and opening ourselves to growth. Trying new things is one way to practice this openness. It does not require grand adventures or drastic leaps. It can be as simple as tasting a new food, learning a new skill, or listening with an open heart to someone with a different perspective. Each step outside our comfort zone teaches us flexibility. Like a tree that bends with the wind instead of breaking, we become resilient. Fear often holds us back. We worry about making mistakes, about being judged, or about failing. Buddhism encourages us to meet fear with mindfulness, to look at it without running away. Fear is not a wall, it is a teacher. By stepping through it gently, we discover that what once seemed impossible is simply another doorway to growth. Impermanence also teaches us not to cling too tightly to what we know. Life is always moving forward. Clinging only creates suffering, while openness allows joy to blossom. When we try new things, we cultivate a beginner's mind, a fresh perspective that brings wonder even to ordinary moments. Change is not only external, the journey of growth is also within. When we explore new aspects of ourselves, when we let go of old habits or beliefs that no longer serve us, we open space for wisdom and compassion to grow. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to transform into a more authentic version of ourselves. The Buddha reminded us that the path is not static. It is a living journey, unfolding step by step. Embracing change is part of walking that path with mindfulness and grace. Every new experience, every challenge, every shift in our lives is a chance to deepen understanding and awaken the heart. To welcome change is to say yes to life. It is to dance with the unknown, to trust the flow of the universe, and to recognize that growth is always possible. When we live with this openness, life becomes not something to fear, but a great adventure of discovery. By trying new things and embracing impermanence, we honor the truth of existence, that each moment is a doorway to growth. And through this practice, we find strength, joy, and peace on the ever-changing path. Life is precious, and each moment offers us the chance to walk with greater peace, gratitude, and joy. The wisdom of the Buddha is not locked in temples or ancient texts. It is alive in how we think, speak, and act every day. If these teachings touched your heart, take a quiet breath and reflect. Which lesson will you practice today? Share your intention in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Subscribe for more mindful wisdom, and together let us keep walking the path to inner peace.